All right, let's dive into something that so many of us have probably daydreamed about, buying a franchise. I mean, it seems like the perfect setup, right? You get to be your own boss, but with the massive safety net of a brand everybody already knows. But is it really the dream they sell you? Or is there more to the story? Let's get into it.
And you can totally see the appeal. I mean, this quote from the UPS store really nails it. It talks about adventure, building something real, and using the power of a brand that's, everywhere. This is the promise, this is the hook, and honestly, it's a really powerful one.
But what happens when that initial excitement fades? What are you actually signing on the dotted line for? That is the big question we're going to tackle. We're going to pull back the curtain and see what the deal really looks like. And we'll use the UPS store as our guide.
So first things first, let's just lay out the basic trade-off here, because every franchise, at its core, is a promise. It's a package deal of pros and cons that you're buying into from day one.
And here it is, plain and simple. On one side, you've got the dream. A business model that's already been proven to work, a name everyone recognizes, they train you, they support you. Sounds great. But the deal, well, that's the other side of the coin. We're talking serious franchise fees, really strict rules, royalties that you pay them no matter how well you're doing, and ironclad contracts. This is the fundamental tug-of-war.
Okay, so let's get down to brass tacks. Let's talk about the part that matters most in any business, the money. Because dreaming about being the boss is one thing, but affording the boss's chair, that's another story entirely.
And right out of the gate, whoa. The estimated initial cost to get a UPS store up and running is anywhere from over $200,000 to almost $500,000. That's a huge range, and it covers everything from your fee to the computers. It's a massive financial leap before you've even made your first dollar.
And this is so important. The costs do not stop there. You are constantly paying back to the mothership. The UPS store takes a 5% royalty fee right off the top of your gross sales. Not your profit, your sales. Then you add another 3.5% for marketing. So right away, 8.5% of every single dollar that walks in the door is gone.
Now, keeping those fees in mind, let's look at the revenue. The average store brings in about $692,000 a year. That looks fantastic, right? That's a big, impressive number, and it's the kind of thing that makes you think that initial investment is totally worth it. But then comes the reality check. After you pay your rent, your employees, your supplies, all those royalty and marketing fees we just talked about, and everything else, the estimated annual operating profit shakes out to about $103,500. Now look, that's still a profitable business, for sure, but that profit margin is way, way tighter than that big revenue number might have you believe. All right, so we've looked at the money. Let's tackle that other huge piece of the dream, being your own boss. How much freedom, how much control do you actually have when you're playing in someone else's sandbox? Well, according to the Federal Trade Commission, the franchisor is holding a lot of the cards. They get to approve your location, they tell you exactly how the store has to look, they dictate what you can sell, and, get this, even who you have to buy your supplies from. They control your hours, your territory. I mean, you own the business, sure, but you are operating inside a very, very specific box. And as this legal expert points out, the very thing that makes the franchise safe, that proven model, is the exact same thing that chains your hands. It limits your autonomy. You're basically trading your own flexibility for their formula. Now, for some people, that's a perfect trade. But if you're a true entrepreneur who loves to innovate, that could drive you crazy. Okay, so we've seen the numbers, we've read the official rules, but what's it actually like? What's the day-to-day grind? To figure that out, we went to the real experts, the people on the front lines, the owners and employees who are living it. So much for being your own boss and setting your own hours, right? This one is a huge reality check on the lifestyle. We're talking 70 hours a week for the first 2 to 3 years. That is an absolutely relentless grind. It's not just a job, it's your entire life.
Now this is a wild insight I don't think most people would ever expect. 80% of the people walking in your door aren't really your customers. They're just there to drop off Amazon returns. So you're spending a massive amount of your time and labor on a service that makes you very, very little money.
And then you hear the raw frustration. And you have to listen to this stuff too. This is a brutal take, but it's a real sentiment from someone inside the system who feels like the big corporation doesn't have their back. It's a warning that your success is tied to their decisions, for better or for worse.
Okay, wow, that's a lot to take in. The good, the bad, and the really ugly. It can feel pretty overwhelming. But here's the good news. You are not powerless here.
There is one single tool that can help you cut through all the noise and make a genuinely smart decision.
And here it is. It's called the Franchise Disclosure Document, or the FDD. And by law, they have to give this to you. Now, don't just see this as some dense, boring legal binder. No, no. Think of it as the company's secret playbook, laid wide open. It has everything: the lawsuits, the costs, the history. It is your secret weapon.
So, how do you use it? You go straight to the juicy parts. Item 3, that shows you all the lawsuits. Are they constantly fighting with their own franchisees? That's a huge red flag. Items 5 through 7 detail every single cost, hidden or not. Item 19 shows you what they're actually allowed to claim about how much money you can make. And then, the Holy Grail, Item 20, a list of names and phone numbers. And this right here is the single most important thing you can possibly do. That list gives you the contact info for the people who are living the life you're thinking about signing up for. So call them. Call the current owners. And just as important, call the former owners. Ask them about the 70-hour weeks. Ask about the Amazon returns. Ask them about the real profit. They have no reason to sell you anything. They will give you the unvarnished truth.
And that brings us to the final, bottom line question you have to ask yourself. When you weigh that huge initial investment against the real take-home pay, and you balance the dream of being your own boss against the reality of their rules, what are you really getting? Are you buying a scalable business that can build real wealth, or are you just buying yourself a really, really expensive and demanding full-time job? Only you can answer that.